to Locker Room Sports Talk.
All right, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to college football bracket night on Big Talk Tuesday. If you're going to talk the talk, see if you can walk the walk. Whoever thinks they want to step up and give it a shot, we'll hit you with a link over there, and I'll send it to you, and you come on here and talk about your favorite football team. Tonight, we've got, of course, the college football bracket. It's going to be coming up here in about 40 minutes or so. We're kind of looking here on the side page right now. I got a little basketball going. Golly, last week, guys, y'all were on with me, man. That game went on. It went on and on and on. But we're going to talk about some high school games. I got to go through these 7 games, and we'll spend a little bit of time with them, kind of looking at those and picking those. Also, big news coming out of Auburn for their coaching staff. We'll break that down and get into that. Also, I have got Lane Kiffin's deal at LSU, and I am more than glad to put it on the screen, and we'll get up here and we'll talk about it. Now let's join us with our special guest, Northwest Georgia Scoreboard Show's finest. Burge, what is up?
What is up? Lane Kiffin doesn't know what he's making, but you do.
Yeah, I do know. I've got inside source track right here. Lane, I emailed this to Lane, so shout out Lane Kiffin. Let's see how this one works. That don't look too good. Let me go back to them where everybody can read it. Crap, I'm gonna get it right in a minute. Hang on. There we go. Okay.
You know the reveal show is on now, actually.
It is?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I got it up on the ESPN.
What's this? Well, I'm watching ESPN. It's got A&M and that's ESPNU. Where the heck did it go? I just had it on there.
I pulled up the ESPN app and it showed it. I was like, oh, I wonder if he knows that it's on right now.
Yeah, y'all take a look at this on the screen here. That's Lane Kiffin's new sweet deal. Yeah, Lane don't know what it is.
Oh, yeah, that was funny when he said, I'm not sure. I know that's not good financially, but I don't even know what my deal is. Bull crap.
Yeah, that's crap. Are they doing they're doing the 25. So that's Lane Kiffin's deal. We're going to give some high school picks here. We'll come back over to them, but they are actually doing the pick right now.
I'll write it all down and we can come back and check it out. Maybe we'll have a graphic unless you want to go to it.
Yeah, y'all take a look at it there. Hey, while you're over here, everybody, y'all hit the like and subscribe. I'm on every Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Thursday night will be more Georgia Alabama game. So come back Thursday night about 6 and we'll talk more about it. So right now, on your screen here, if I can get that to go away. Okay.
One thing I noticed right off the bat, no Duke. So ACC, if Duke wins, ACC is not going to be represented.
Mm-hmm.
There are a couple doomsday scenarios for the ACC, for the SEC.
Appreciate you, Seth. Like and subscribe to the channel. This is where you get all your news. Trust me, we got inside views and great opinions of things that are going on. Sometimes that other people just don't think about. We put a real common sense approach to it here at Locker Room Sports. Just guys hanging out, birds, just shooting a breeze and talking about football. Nothing fancy, no politics. We do get a little excited sometimes, but Texas at 13. Yeah.
They're trying to stuff them up there, ain't they?
Miami. Miami looking in hot over there at numero 12.
It matters not, though. I mean, I don't see a path for them to get in. I mean, there's nobody coming out. There's not enough people coming out for teams in this 12 to 15 span to get in.
Need to go back to 4.
They're
BYU.
They're going to go the other way.
Yeah.
Gonna
And
go
I'm going
the
to
other
have
way.
I got plenty of opinion about this. I'm glad they started on time tonight, so we can talk about it. And we can get to some Alabama high school pick here. We'll go through the top 7 of those, and that won't take 10 minutes. The Big 12 going to get 2 teams. That don't make no. We want to see good football. That's going to be the roundtable topic. Birds we're going to hit later. Just doing the right thing ain't always the best thing, right?
The only way that the Big 12 gets 2 teams in is BYU upsets Texas Tech, and I don't see it happening. I think they're a more than 10-point favorite, but that there's a way for them to get it in there.
So Alabama's going to be 9.
Wow, they jumped them. That's huge because now that leads for somebody to be behind Alabama. So Notre Dame would be the scapegoat now. Notre Dame would be out.
Is that pressuring them? Is that telling them, hey, y'all don't even play for a conference title? Can we? I mean, it's maybe somebody in the room stood up and said, Alabama, maybe they're having some trouble running the ball and stuff, but Jesus Christ, man, they're playing for the conference championship. And
they're the number 1 seed in the SEC, regardless of where they're ranked.
Is that worth something? I mean, they did beat the Dogs. I mean,
that's big. I mean,
that's what I wanted to tell you. That's what I was telling you Sunday. It's a slap in the face to Georgia. You're telling me that winning at Georgia's just that's okay. It's 33-0 at home. 33 guys, 33 games. You know how long it takes to play 33 games at home? They only play about 4 years, 5 years. So
that's big.
Right? Is it saying to you, Birds, that if Bama loses, if they're
still in,
they're 10-3, they're going to leave them in because they played for the conference title?
Well, what that does, that saves the committee from having to eliminate Alabama if they was to lose.
Yeah.
And one of those other teams jump in there because Alabama's not going up above Oklahoma because of the head-to-head. But Notre Dame is that team outside looking in now, in my opinion. The only way Notre Dame gets in.
Well, I'm glad they didn't move Ole Miss. I'm glad they didn't move Ole Miss because they, Lane didn't have to leave, and he wanted to coach his players and get his cake.
They moved them up 1.
Yeah, and that's just it's not right to the players. But Matt, every coach leaves and takes a different job. Yeah, but what coach from a playoff team leaves and takes another job? If he wanted to coach his players and he really loves his kids like he says he does, he just would have bit the bullet and stayed and said, you know what, I may miss the opportunity of a lifetime to take LSU. Is LSU a better job than Ole Miss? Yes, I'm not saying that. They do have better resources, but if
that's a tough decision, and the calendar put him in that.
And it is. It is a problem. They should push it, make them wait till after the games are done, and then they can choose and have jobs. Mm-hmm. I don't care nothing about Texas Tech. I'm telling you, I watched them play. They're like, they fly around and play defense. Go look their schedule.
Well, they're going to be there. They're going to be there, and they're going to get a first-round bye if they win against BYU, which I believe they will.
Where will they move Bama if they was to win? I don't think they will. But
now look, I've heard people, even Josh Pate, saying that if Bama wins the SEC, regardless of being at 9 or 10, wherever, then they're going to be a top 4 team. I just don't see how you jump all ththose teams. I don't see it. I mean, I know that there's weight being the SEC champ, but I don't know, man. I just don't see it.
11-2. Well, they've only lost 1 conference game.
Yeah.
But this is not a conference playoff. You have to include the Florida State loss. But we got to start talking about wins. When are we going to start talking about wins?
Well, here's my question: how far does Indiana drop when they have basically no wins? I mean, when they lose to Ohio State, are they going to drop down to 5, 6, 7? I mean, look at where A&M went to, all the way to 7.
Yeah, you're right.
A&M's playing the weakest schedule in the SEC.
Yes, they have.
So they dropped. They are the lowest ranked one-loss team is where they put A&M. And that's just because they couldn't put them behind a 2-loss team. Wow.
He said it don't seem right Notre Dame get left out because they just play the schedule that they're allowed, that they're played to play. But they can schedule whoever they want to, Booger. This is, to me, is a big part of it, Birds, is that thing right there next to the bottom. I value who you play, strength of schedule. Strength of record is also important because that shows who you're beating. Who are they beating?
When you look at these three compared to each other, I don't know if you're looking at the screen there.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Alabama 10-2, Notre Dame 10-2. I mean, there's no comparison. Alabama's way better on strength of schedule, strength of record, wins. I mean, name me a Notre Dame win.
I got it on the screen right here. Let me see if I can double it, and we can put it on big because it's paused right here.
Yeah.
I mean, check this out. Strength of record that and I know you know what it means. Some people may not understand what that means, and if I'm wrong, tell me, Bird. It's the teams that you're playing, like the Bama schedule, the teams that they have beat. Who are they beating? What is their record? Is Bama just beating some 4 or 5 win teams, or are they beating 8 or 9 win teams? You see what I'm saying?
The strength of record is a weird one. It's basically a metric. It measures how difficult would it be for a team to achieve the win-loss record that team has, according to its schedule. So
you could take all the wins of Alabama's wins and take the wins like, okay, LSU's won 8 games, 8 games or so, or Georgia's won 10. So you add all those up and then divide them by the number, and that gives you a ranking. That gives you a real – you can take numbers and you can put it with it. And also versus top 25 opponents, that is big. But, Missouri staying in, that helped Bama out. LSU going out, that don't help at all. And Tennessee's out too. So you got to think of that. That's 2 more teams that Bama don't get to show.
I think it's very interesting when you look at what they have set up right now as far as the bracket goes. You would have a rematch in the 8-9 spot between Oklahoma and Alabama. And if Alabama loses, I would say that is – okay, answer me this. There you go. There it is. If Alabama loses, is there a way Notre Dame gets back in that 9 spot and Alabama goes back to 10?
Well,
because the 10 spot is the one that will be kicked out if there's some kind of craziness a la a BYU beating Texas Tech.
Here's the thing with that. Yeah, maybe okay if you – so do they swap Bama and Notre Dame if Bama's 10-3?
I mean, I don't think they should. I don't think that you should move any because of the result of the conference championship, because it's an extra game that these other teams are not having to play. So, I mean, you can't, in my opinion, you can't count it against them. So Alabama's at 9. I think win or lose, they're in my opinion. Now, I don't know what the committee's going to do, but in my opinion, Alabama's at 9. If they lose, they're still at 9. There's no way that I'm moving them.
Well, Now I said last week, which is and I'm not going to go back on my word. And what I said, and I'm pretty adamant about it. I don't personally, me. I'm just not. I'm sorry, bro. I'm just not a bit. I don't like 3-loss teams in the playoff.
But you got you'll be getting your third loss because of the conference championship.
Oh well, you should have beat Florida State.
If you didn't, well, I understand that. But if you didn't play in the conference championship, then you would be in the playoffs. So playing in that game should not eliminate you. That's the way. That's my thought.
But if Texas wouldn't have scheduled number 1 team in the nation to start the year off with, they'd be in here too. But they did. And they lost.
Yeah.
Right. And the fumble is Bama shouldn't have lost to Oklahoma. They should have took care of the ball. They played bad. It just seems like, and here's why I'm and look, I'm a Bama fan, but I'm also a realist too. I'm going to keep it 100 that because what that does, what does that do for other teams? If it was, what if Notre Dame would have dumped a Stanford game, and Stanford's record about as good as freaking Florida State's? You see what I'm saying? Notre Dame's losses, it's who they lost to. That's what's keeping them floating above water. It's because who they lost to. They lost
and
to
maybe that's why Alabama jumped them this week, because that A&M loss.
Yes,
certainly. If Texas A&M wins that game and they're playing against Alabama in the SEC championship game, I think Bama's still at 10 and Notre Dame's still at 9.
I could go along with that. Now, looking at what we're seeing on the screen right now, y'all hit the comment section. Tell us who you like in these matchups. We're assuming 12 is going to be I would say one of the group of 5. I would say Tulane or one of the whoever wins one of those. And both of them are North Texas, so they're both out. I mean, they both have new coaches.
Yeah,
but
Oregon is going to happen.
John, Summerall is staying at Tulane. Excuse me, darn, got the hiccups. John, they're going to let him coach the game. But how focused is he? So they get Oregon first round. And here's something that I heard from the McAfee show, one of his guys, in his audience and his clan there, Pat McAfee show.
Yeah.
He said, which I understand, I get it. And I was this way, and I still really am. We want to see good teams in this. And this could bring up that roundtable topic we wanted to get into. We'll do that after we kind of go through these. God dang, man, we want to see good matchups. Who wants to see Tulane drive all the way, fly to Oregon, and get thumped 66-3?
Well,
it's not a game. But Matt, we want the little guys to let them have their own conference. Let them go play their own championship. That's what me and Dean said like 2 years ago. Put them in their own bracket and let them play it, and let them have a group of 5 championship. Let them have a trophy. Let them have a title. Let them have a bracket, just like we got here. Make a title. Put teams in there and have a round robin. Let number 1 be by. Let 2 play 4 and 3 play 5, and let 1 have the bye week. If you finish 1 undefeated, you get a bye week. But they're not doing that. They want to try to be nice to everybody, and we can't. At some point, dude, it's just not. I don't know. Oregon's going to beat them, But there's a chance. Do you remember Boise State? Yes, I remember watching Boise State beat Oklahoma. I watched the game. I loved it. I thought it was great. Run the Statue of Liberty. Boom. They beat Oklahoma. The guy asked his girlfriend to marry him on the sideline. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Now, Alabama-Oklahoma rematch. Here's the thing with this. This is not how it's going to play out, though.
No.
Because
but some say that Indiana is not going to fall after a loss.
Well, I went through that in my head, and Jeff said that they would have to come out. I mean, are you going? Well, are they going to leave in a 12-1? Georgia wins, they'll be 12-1. Ohio State would be 13-0. Texas Tech would be 12-1 if they win too. So, you'll have a bunch of one-loss teams in the top four.
If the top four teams win, well, they can't obviously. All four can't obviously win, but the top three here, Ohio State, Georgia, and Texas Tech all win. I think it's the same four, just mix up the order. I think it'd be Ohio State, Georgia, Texas Tech, and then Indiana at four.
They'll swap Tech and Indiana. To me, that's what I would do.
Probably. I don't know. I don't know. Would another win over? I mean, look at Texas Tech win over. Who are they playing? BYU.
Yeah.
I think a Georgia win over Alabama would hold more weight. I think Georgia would go to 2.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that'd be fine. Yeah, you could put them 2 and put Texas Tech at 3 and Indiana at 4. Right. That's where we'd lay out. Yeah. These are some rematches. It's Bama, Oklahoma. Then you got Notre Dame and Texas A&M. Which, if those were the games kicking off Saturday, oh gosh, man, wow, what a day!
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't want to see the Notre Dame A&M rematch down there? I mean, that would be huge. And then either one of those teams against Indiana to try to prove.
Make Bama go back out to Oklahoma, like they did last year, and see, hey, you lost at home, you lost out there. Oklahoma's your nemesis. Obviously, it's a rival. To me now, they are our
storylines galore.
It is our rival. Right now, to me, it's a rival. No knock on Georgia because Bama's just kind of beat them regularly, and they've beat Auburn 6 years in a row. Oklahoma's their nemesis. They keep beating them. Saban didn't beat them but once.
Crazy.
I know.
And in this situation, Oregon and Ole Miss, you would imagine would be favored tremendously to move on to the second round.
What about this? Oh crap! I'm back. Let me back that up a minute. Oh shoot, Heather, we don't. Now where'd that go?
The Duke thing.
There it is. Well, there it was. I had it.
There you go.
I want to see what you're talking about here. What are they talking about here?
A potential conference champions. Who would come in, say if Duke, who would be higher up? Would it be the JMU team getting the 12 seed, or would it be the ACC champ Duke if Duke won it? Strength of record. Yeah, those are – yeah. I'm not even going.
I mean, who wants to see that? I'm saying like the old dude on McAfee show said, hey,
I think it would be JMU because you've seen JMU in this top 25 here, and if they win, they're just going to move up a little. And Duke was nowhere to be found. So JMU, if Duke wins, the ACC is out. Miami has no chance getting in here. Nobody else has games that can lose. I mean, if we're sitting here saying Alabama is in, even if they lose, that's the lowest ranked team that's playing in a conference championship.
Ben said, "What if Bama beats Georgia? Do they swap spots?" Bird said that a while ago. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, you have. I mean, I don't think you can put Georgia back at 9 because that would be pulling them behind an Ole Miss team that they have a win over, and that would be really penalizing them for playing in the SEC. I mean, honestly, 2 weeks ago, Georgia was looking at, getting a double bye, not having to play in the SEC, and then possibly even, a first round bye. Now they're, obviously they got a battle against Alabama, which will be probably another good one, like it always is. And I just don't think you drop them a whole lot. Now they may end up being out of the top 4 and having a host. I could see that easily happening. But here's my question again. All right, so you got Ohio State and Indiana playing in the Big Ten. Who is the next highest ranked outside the top 4 that's playing in their conference championship? Nobody on this list.
Wow.
Ole Miss is not playing in the championship. Alabama would be 9. That would be the next highest. Because Oregon is not in their championship at 5. So do you put Oregon ahead of Georgia if they lose just because they played in their SEC championship? I don't think the committee does it. I think they leave them there. Do they move Alabama up? Yes. How far up? I mean, you would imagine they'd be above Georgia since they beat them twice if they do that. I would say Bama would go to 4 and Georgia would go to 5 maybe. And then you would end up seeing that rematch again.
Now, Burge, we have a Georgia fan in the comments, and I love. Hey, look, what's the name of the show? This is Big Talk Tuesday. I encourage you to talk smack on your team. This is the kind of show we run. We 100%. But let me have a rebuttal there. Honda, a team who can barely beat a bottom feeder like South Carolina. Now, barely, Mr. Honda, in best regards, only counts in hand grenades and horseshoes. Now, obviously, you being a Georgia fan, Burge is a Georgia fan. He lives in Georgia. We could make a little roll through Georgia schedule and look at a Georgia Tech team that they played super close. So
should have lost to Tennessee.
The Tennessee, that's where I was going next. That Tennessee game, but I don't knock Georgia on that because good teams just figure out a way to win. So, yeah, struggling against some teams, but, just to say you want to see Bama get bounced, that's fine. You want them to get beat 100-0.
I get where those thoughts come from, don't you?
Sure.
Just because of continuous losing to them.
Well, and it's because he's a fan, and fan is short for fanatic, and he's being a fan. That's what it's here. That's what we're here to do. I do not discourage that comment at all. I put it on the screen. I like it. Talk. But let me rebut. Georgia almost lost several games this year, and Georgia Tech. I mean, I know they're a better team than South Carolina, I guess, but we compare apples and oranges and stuff all day, but you just have to, kind of be careful with some of that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think
20 for Georgia and Florida.
Yeah, I don't think Alabama's out no matter what the score is. I don't care.
You step in that pile, when you step off in that pile, and that's why we call it talk. Big Talk Tuesday. SEC championship is pointless, and Ty Simpson is underrated. Okay. Yeah. Ty has I'll work backwards on that comment, Burge. Ty has had a lot of pressure and underrated, maybe so. He's been pressured with carrying the team because they're just going to throw the ball. They've had trouble running the football. But that's a good point, and I'd like to bring that up. I'm glad you brought that up. Burge, is the SEC championship game that our two teams are is it become pointless to play any conference championship? It's another game.
I think it's time to reevaluate.
We're going to go out there and just absolutely beat the holy snot at each other. We may have players get hurt and then can't go on the play. I mean, what if Ty gets bombed out? What if you lose Gunner? What if he gets his arm hurt? Like we seen with Beck last year, hurt it, remember?
Yeah.
Is it a pointless thing anymore?
I think there's got to be something built in to the playoff system where you're not going to knock teams for playing in this championship games. Otherwise, I think it's time for them to go. And I hate to say that because people are going to be like, they're probably going to flood your page with comments saying I'm an idiot.
I love it. It drives it up, man. That's what we want.
I mean, that's just my opinion. What good? Like this guy says, pointless. What good is it? Now, in Alabama's situation, could they drive it up into a home field or even a first round bye with a win? Yeah, possibly. So that's the positive for Alabama. But conversely, could they be putting themselves out there to be eliminated? I say no, but who knows what this guy right here on the screen is going to say?
Bro, he's a freaking jank wagon. I just don't. I wonder sometimes if some of these guys even like watch football. Like they say some stuff.
You know what I would like to do, Matt? And sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
I would like to get like a serious. Well, how many they have? 13 people, 12. And I would like to meet one year during this time and get together. I don't care where we do it at, and go through like they do and use the protocol and see what we really come up with, and see if it's anywhere close to these jack wagons.
Tilt your camera up a little bit.
Me?
Can you tilt? Yeah.
Yeah, I can.
Because we cutting off your head on the. Yeah, that's gooder.
Oh.
But if you, to me now, I'm old though. I'm the old man sitting on the porch, screaming and it's raining. There has to be some value to the conference, and it's important to SEC. We all know the story. I watched it. You wasn't around yet, but it was a big deal because it really brought money, because it brought like a playoff atmosphere. It brought a playoff atmosphere to our conference that we hadn't. I mean, this is 92 when all this started, right? So, but now that we have the playoff, the rebuttal to that is just that. We have a playoff now. Do we really need another? It's like you got to go to the playoff to get to the playoff, and maybe not get there, because if you're going to be rewarded like we're talking about, where Bama's ranked at, you're going to see that team possibly win or lose. They're going to make it in either way, right? So do we really need a conference championship? I like it because I'm just the old guy, like I said, in the room.
I mean,
is it really?
Look, I'm telling you, last week, not that we were hoping not to get in it. I mean, look, I'll be honest with you, 100%. As a Georgia fan that's lost to Alabama 1,000 times, we're sitting there saying we really could care less if we got in the SEC or not, because we're sitting pretty to at least get a first round bye. This is a Little Mo Run shirt.
I like Little Mo. That's this place right there.
Yeah, this is the Little Mo Run versus Rainsville Country Club shirt. But anyway, like I said, we're sitting there thinking, okay, we're okay not being in the SEC championship game. But 100% honesty, we're thinking if we do get in, we want Alabama again. Yeah. We're tired. I mean, we're just tired. You ready to put it to bed?
Yeah.
I don't know if the players and coaches feel that way, but right. In my mind, I think they should. I think they should. They should be tired of hearing that stuff. It just keeps happening. So until you can shut it up, it's going to keep happening.
I honestly, I wasn't afraid to see an Ole Miss and A&M game. I was thinking, man, if that plays out, that'll be awesome. Won't it? I mean, Georgia and Bama don't get to play in it. We're still both going to get in the playoffs. It looked like, I guess. But I
don't
think
know. With Auburn lost, that would have been interesting.
Right. Bama didn't have a way in, so we couldn't really see Bama not playing SEC title game. That was like, bam. They're going to get in. They're going to have to win the Iron Bowl, or they're going to have 3 losses and they're going to be out. What's Mark saying? Mark says, let's just go for the Super Conference 11 FBS schedule, only be seeded for day 1. Get rid of the traditional conference. If not, a cupcake city is coming from everyone, and then early in the season, Ohio State, Texas matchups will stop happening. Yeah, I know. That's what I don't want to see. But week 4, before there's a game on TV worth watching. Yeah. Yeah. I've been there, and why is Notre Dame in, bro? You know why. If you're watching this, you're a football fan, you already know why.
Well, I mean, the committee says that they've been playing good football. The eye test says that Notre Dame is one of the 12 best teams. Even though their best thing on their resume is their losses.
Let's look at the bracket here again, and their losses are to What Miami's 12-7. That's their losses.
Yep.
That's why they keep holding Miami up there.
Oh yeah. Well, Miami has also continued to win, but
If you want to talk about a team, we had our Georgia fan that I made. I wanted him to say his piece and talk his talk. That's what I like, Mr. Honda Man. Hope you're still on here. That's the thing with Notre Dame. Like, why why do you think if he's still on here? I hope answer me this: is Miami? If you don't think Bama wants to get in, then is Miami worthy of getting in? I mean, I've seen them play some bad football, man.
yeah. So, I mean, they lost 2 in a row, right? Two bad losses.
Yeah, and honestly, it is kind of. It's been a wild year, and it is different because the portal has let all this stuff happen to where players are moving around. So, Saban don't have 3 deep at offensive guard. He's got 3 5-stars standing there waiting to come in on each other.
Good question.
Who's Vanderbilt's lost to, and why aren't they in over? Yeah. Because I guess I'm just answering, Mark, just trying to answer it. I guess it's where Tennessee fell. They had already fallen so bad, the Tennessee game didn't look like a good win. I guess. I'm just playing devil's advocate, Mark. I'm just throwing something out there. I would assume to see Vanderbilt in here. Let's see who we look at the screen here. I'd assume to see Vanderbilt in here than this, number 11 conference champ. Get those crap out of here. That's what I'm saying. What I was talking about a while ago, Tulane's going to go to Oregon and get beat 70-0. Let Vanderbilt take a trip to Oregon. I don't know what I don't know what would happen. Oregon could probably out-athlete them because they do have, better athletes overall. It would be weird for them to go to Oregon, but man, what a trip for those guys. An SEC team that's just, their only game losses are to who? Bama and Texas?
Yeah,
right?
13 Texas and 9 Bama. Correct.
Come on, man. Dang, is that not worth something? And they beat Tennessee, which is, if I remember correctly, back early in the year, how we was all talking about how Tennessee's defense was pretty good, and Joey Aguilar could spin the bean all over the yard.
They also have wins over LSU, Missouri. Nah, maybe they all. And it was a 3-point loss to Texas, by the way, close one.
Yeah, maybe put Vandy instead of that. That would never happen. I agree with what you're saying, homie. They ain't doing that. Notre Dame's out. Vanderbilt, come on in. Oh, they ain't doing that.
I'd love to see that.
I know. Because we want to see good football. Is that all the show? No, I see in there. I think it's all of it, ain't it?
Yeah. I
think they're talking here at the end. Let me see what they say at the end here.
Probably a bunch of nothing. I see what you're saying, talking about wanting that another SEC team. Really, we're not. I'm not looking at Vandy thinking get another SEC team in. I'm looking at Vandy thinking, is this team not worthy of being in conversation? I don't know. Maybe they don't have the wins, but what wins does Notre Dame have?
None. USC.
Yeah, and USC is ranked, and they've continued to be.
That's what they're talking about now. Like, where does Georgia go? Where does Bama go if they beat Georgia? They gonna jump them to 4? Reese is saying they'll probably put Georgia at 5 or 6.
That's what I was thinking, 5 or 6. I don't disagree with that.
That's what he's saying. He thinks they probably fall in that area, which
I would rather be at 6 than 5, in my opinion. And you know why? Because you're going to play the 11 seed, which is going to be one of those, probably either Virginia or one of those non-Power 5 schools.
You'll get to host a game at Tuscaloosa.
No, I'm talking about Georgia moving to the 6th seed.
Oh, you talking about if they lose?
Yeah. They would move. You don't want to be the 5 seed because you're going to have to catch probably Ohio State sometime before the championship game. Of course, you got to play them eventually, but I'd rather face the 11 seed and then the 3 seed, over the other path. But the bottom half of the bracket just seems like it would be, especially the way it's set up now. Would be better.
5 SEC teams can make the playoffs for real, but we would all kind of like to see Vandy. All right, Mr. Gokes, I go. Let's put this back up here. We can chat about this now. Lane Kiffin's sweet deal. Okay, this is Lane Kiffin's deal. 7 years, $13 million annually. He don't know how much he makes, but I do. And now you people do too. So y'all can email, text, tag Lane Kiffin on this post. Take a screenshot, tag Lane Kiffin, and send this to him, please. Locker Room Sports. I'm at Big Matt 1977. That's 2 G's. 7 years, $13 million, a buyout of 80% of his remaining salary. All right, $1 million bonus for SEC title game victory, national title, $3 million bonus, plus become the highest paid coach in college football. So he's going to pass Kirby if he wins a natty. All right, and he's going to get another smooth million if Ole Miss wins the title this year. What? Yeah, that's what it says. Also, they're going to pay off his house in Oxford. Whatever he owed another. I heard it was under $300,000. What it was owed on his house, it's like $325,000. They're going to pay that off.
He owes money. Are you serious?
Well, they pay big chunks down, and they lease houses, and you know what I mean. Like,
yeah, I got you. They're smooth with it so that they can spread it out.
It's all a big write off. And then check this last one out. They're going to cover the difference up to $500,000 for the house in Baton Rouge.
Did you hear what he said? Did you hear what he said about when he pulled up to LSU for the first time? Said he called Ed Orgeron and he told Ed Orgeron that he wanted to call him because he felt like talking like him. He felt like saying, "Go Tigers."
Go Tigers. I had to roll the window down and I go Tigers.
Oh boy.
Let's communicate about the Kiffin thing. Some of the stuff he said was not true. Now this come from AJ and from Taylor Siski, and I know Cece. I met him years ago at JSU, bumped into him at a little get together down there. He's from Donahoe. He coached high school ball. He was McCarron's quarterback coach. The man, he's my age. He's a few months. I think I'm a few months older than him, or vice versa. He's a good play caller, good coach. I like Siski. He's kind of like us. He just says it like it is. I think he still needs to be coaching. I tell him when he's on his podcast, I tell him all the time he needs to coach. I was like, put in for Cedar Bluff job if it comes open or something, and he just laughed and he's like, "Oh, Cedar Bluff representing the house," and because he played down here, played against us a little, and just saying that to make context that he's a pretty normal guy. And when those kind of people are saying crap like, nobody tried to run him off the road, and when he left, the AD didn't let him come into the meeting with the players, so he's like, I kind of got he didn't get to talk to the players. Well, that was why. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't say these are my kids and then you're going to go out here and mess all this up. Don't take the job if you want to coach them. That's the number one thing. But we've seen on which y'all can find this, and some of y'all may have done seen clips. When they named Golden to be the head coach, he got a standing ovation. He is one of them. They like him. And McCarron said that police people, don't forget that this is not like Lane and Charlie Weiss Jr. is on people that know how to call football plays. And Siski said, "Bro, I would just watch him miss play." And he said he named out their first 5 plays. He told them, he said exactly what they run this, they run the XY across, they run a bootleg lateral across the front. He called off every play they ran. To say that just because he's not there don't mean they can't win. They still have the same players. And he feels confident that the guys that's there calling the plays can still run the same stuff. So there is a good shot for Ole Miss still to win these games. And I'm glad they didn't move them down. I'm glad they didn't punish the team because Lane left. But I'd kind of become a Lane fan because he is entertaining, and both the guys said they know him very well. It's like we like Lane, but this is just how he is, man. Look, he's not like nobody that we know. He's not like anybody in the chat. This guy, what I said Sunday, he grew up a millionaire. He's never, ever done without anything. He's always had the nicest and the best things of ever. I mean, his daddy's Monty Kiffin, the guy invented the Tampa 2 defense. He's a brain, but he grew up in that style. So his way of doing things is just a little different than everybody's. So when a job opportunity proposes itself, Burge, you've been at your place where you've been at now for how long? 10 years?
12.
12 years.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a place that does kind of the same product that you have, they're just a little bit bigger, better company. They're more nationally known in your commodity that you produce there at your plant. And they're like, well, they're going to offer you all this new cut deal. It's hard not to take the job. And it's not just like they're going to prepare you to say, Birds are going to offer you a job. It's like, we're offering you a job and you got to let us know in 3 days or we're moving on. It's a window that he had to take. He had to take the job as it was open, because if he didn't, and he did what I would have done, I would have stayed and wanted to coach the kids and just see what happens. And if LSU job gets gobbled up by somebody, hey, then I've probably missed out on things in life because I've done stuff like that. I would just stayed, and I want to see where I could carry this team. If we went out first round and LSU filled the job, oh well. It's just what it meant to be, and my heart can be happy with knowing that I give it a shot with the team that I built in Oxford, Mississippi. That's just me. But he decided against it, and it's not a big deal of a coach leaving, because all coaches leave and take other jobs. It's because this team's in the playoff. And, of course, we know their fan base is going to be pissed, and he said, I understand y'all being mad. I get it.
I don't think you want to play them right now.
I just couldn't walk out. Hang on a second. Let me turn this.
Yeah, I don't think I could. I don't know, man. It's terrible that he had to be put in that position. And I watched Kirby Smart talk on it today, and he said, he had nothing. What other choice? If he wanted to go, he had to go now. I mean, he had no choice to wait and then still be able to go later.
Right. And when he said that sucks, he really meant that. I
agree with it. It sucks.
It does suck. And that's what Saban said. That's because of the calendar. We need to fix this. It's just, there's got to be a better way to do it. And
I think you do away with the spring ball. I think you set everything, you line everything up to do with fall. So after the spring is over with, that's the end of the semester, correct?
Yes.
So
there are summer semesters, but you can take but yeah.
So I think it should be more like the NFL's model. I think they should have like an OTA style camp before the season starts, maybe a month before, whatever, and then start into the season. And don't have any of this transferring until after all of it is done, until the championship game's played. I don't care if you start the Monday following. I could care less. That's fine. But how can you put these guys in the position that they put him in? I know they get paid millions of money to do it, but I mean, he literally had, if he was going on, he had to go, and he had to forsake all those kids, and even the coaches. I mean, the coaches either it's like, okay, you coming now or
yeah. Well,
later.
also you got to look at it from LSU standpoint. Like, we can't let him go and coach this playoff game. He needs to get here and start, digging up recruits, and because they got recruits on the line that are looking like, okay, I don't have a coach. What are we doing? And the keys to football right now is that it's winning these games, but you got to have Jimmys and Joes. Why don't we just stop the midseason firing? I know, and that's what some guys I'd come across it on the NFL Network the other day, and they're saying it was Matt Ryan from the Falcons, right? He was on NFL whatever, and he said this is college football has got to be structured. If we're going to pay the money and we're going to do all this, like I told you the other night, we're going to pretend like we're going to play house, like we're pretending we're parents or like we're little kids. That's what college is doing. They've got to fix this stuff to where there's a right way to do things and days and dates and times. And he's like, Matt Ryan said something like, we need to get like Nick Saban, Mac Brown, and with Pete Carroll or these guys, the older guys left that are still around. We need to get these guys in a room and figure out parameters for this. So this kind of stuff's not happening because Saban, if you ever hear him talk, and most people have, he's a big component for players, kids. Kids. You got to do what's best for them. And it's just unfortunate that Ole Miss they're kind of they're the butt of this joke. But what is he supposed to do? Like just not take the LSU? It is a better job. There's just more resources. They've got national championships. They got Heisman winners. And we have to understand this too. We're looking at it from a fan's perspective. We have never, ever even come to the likes of understanding to be a head coach of a major university.
Yeah.
We're thinking of like from a video game standpoint, like, well, I would stay with my team and, just take them to playoffs. That's what I'm saying right now. But if I was in his shoes, bro, it would just be hard for me to leave those guys. But who am I? I mean,
I agree with these last two comments here. Mark saying got to get rid of the opening between the spring and the start of the season. That's why I said I think it's time to kind of do away with the spring, and so that we did we not do away with one of those portal openings?
Yes. Yeah.
So we did do away with one of those portal openings.
Yeah. It's moving in the right way.
Yeah, open up the coaching portal after the championship game. As far as firing coaches during the season, I think there's nothing you're going to be able to do about that. I just think it should be like the NFL. If you fire your coach during the year, that doesn't mean that you can, tamper with somebody else's until it's over with. And that's what the NFL does.
The tampering thing, that's the big problem.
Yeah.
But the portal stuff, here's an example, and I'll give you the one that was laid out by Penn State's backup quarterback last year. He knew that their quarterback was going to come back or whatever, and he's like, the year before, he's like, I had to leave. When I had to leave, he's like, I didn't want to, but if I didn't leave like right after before the bowl game, I wouldn't have another chance to leave. And then I'm going to try to show up at another college that I transferred to into the spring, and I've already missed, some of their, workout stuff or some of their, learning their playbook. It puts the student athlete, puts them behind then. There's got to be a better way to do it. But the thing is, this is the same reason that we can't get a combined school here in Cherokee County, like one big school like Georgia does. It's because of the bus route. And they're like, well, Georgia does. Yeah, but in Georgia, you don't have freaking County Road 116 over there with potholes bigger than a freaking 77 Beetle. It's just because of the bus route. So that's why we can't do that. We can't, because these are student athletes. They have tests that they have taken certain times a year. That's why it is different than NFL. But we're playing house, and we're playing with real money and real people's lives, unfortunately. But there still has to be somebody out there that can figure out a better way than a coach having to take a job. Well, if you don't take LSU job now, it's gone, buddy. I mean, we'll hire somebody. It'll be 6 years. What is he supposed to do? Not take the job? Because he wants guys. I mean,
I like what Aaron's got to say here. Portal needs to be open in the spring, and that's it. signing day only needs to be in February like it used to be. Those have helped create the mess. I mean, I agree.
Yeah. Yeah. He didn't have a choice, but I mean, do you want to miss on the LSU job? He'll get better players there. Listen, this is what I was told too by somebody that's supposed to be close to Lane, the situation. He said last year when he lost that if I can't take this team and win the national championship, because this last year's team is better than this year's team. They had Jackson Darts is playing pretty well at the Giants.
The defense was pretty good last year too.
Yeah,
better
they
than
lost
last year's defense.
A bunch of guys to the draft. If I can't win it, in his mind, he's thinking, guys, I've been here 5 years at the time, and I can't get this team to the playoffs and win, I'll never have a chance. I've got to find a better way. Maybe they're not going to call me at Bama because Nick fired him. They did not call him when Nick retired, and we know why, because this kind of stuff right here. But who else? What other job is going to come open that he leave Bama for? That's the defense to that. Is there another job going to come open? You don't just leave Alabama and take a better job.
I think he's going to be successful at LSU. I don't know about immediately. Of course, it could be immediately because he's got some folks there already, and he's got talent already, and he's going to be wild in the portal. He's going to be able to get, and I guarantee you, tomorrow is going to be wild for a lot of teams with the amount of decommits and commits and people going here and there. And I'm still waiting to see, what's going to happen with a lot of people. I mean, I seen Jared Curtis just 10 minutes ago put out a letter saying that he has now officially committed to Vanderbilt, or he will be committing to Vanderbilt, but he did not like how it went earlier because he had not spoken to either coach at the point where somebody put that out earlier.
See, I seen that last week.
Yeah. Well, he supposedly is big about wanting to play early, and I get that. I totally understand that. But if he thinks that Vanderbilt is not going to bring in a transfer quarterback to compete with him, he's going to be wrong. I mean, because they're going to bring somebody in, just like, Georgia would if they needed to. And everybody's asked, how's losing the 5-star going to hurt you? I'm going to say, look, you're going to have Gunner back for next year. He's coming back. You got Puglesny behind him. You got 5-star Ron Montgomery behind him. It's going to be okay. I'm not worried about Georgia quarterback situation.
Yeah. It's just the way it's just the kind of way that it is right now.
Yes.
Right here. Well, I mean, I don't. And you can't just cry over it. Well, by God, he's just, I darn it. He's,
And I made this statement too, and you tell me if I'm wrong. And I may be wrong, but I feel like that going to Vandy is going to take away some opportunity from him. And what I mean by that is not that Vanderbilt is not capable, but Vanderbilt 9 times out of 10 is not going to be in the SEC title race.
Right.
They're not going to be, even though they had a chance to maybe sneak into this one, they're not going to year in, year out be in the college football playoff race. Nobody would say that Vanderbilt could win it all, that they could beat Ohio State or any of these teams. And I feel like Georgia gives you a better opportunity to do that if that's what you're looking to do. But if you're looking to play 3 years and then go to the NFL, which he might do, I mean, he could be great. He's a great player. But,
Yeah, when have you known a quarterback to come out of Vanderbilt? Well, the Rogers kid, Aaron's little brother.
But that's a few regimes ago.
Yeah, and your Aaron Rodgers' brother. He probably got – I mean, you get a little bit of wink and nod like, who's your brother, Aaron? Oh, come on in. Yes, come on in. Is he pretty good? It don't matter. He's Aaron Rodgers' brother, right?
He was decent. I liked the guy.
I thought he was good too. All right, let me ask you this. Let's switch a gear. We brought this up in the comments when we started. Auburn, coaching news out of the Plains. We've talked about Gaulish a little bit. Your reaction to him. I studied Southern Florida when Bama had to play them, so I know a little bit about them from studying the team. What do you think of him being in Auburn?
from what I've seen so far and the videos that I've watched and the way he portrays himself, you're going to get, and I'm not saying that they didn't get this before, but you're going to get relentless effort. You're going to get a guy that is going to put himself out there at all times to support Auburn. He even says, I don't hunt, I don't fish, I don't golf, I coach football.
Yeah.
So this dude is like 100% diving in. And I could see a guy that has the drive to want to prove that he's ready for the big time stage. And if he can get everybody on board, he was real passionate about bringing I don't remember the guy's name, but he played at Auburn earlier. We commented about him. He said,
Cody Burns.
Yeah, he was real passionate about bringing that guy back because he said the man that he is, the coach that he is, the teacher that he is, and, he deserves that, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, they're bringing him back in some capacity. Right. I don't know what it is. But.
He's going to be the quarterback coach or assistant quarterback coach. Now, Cody played there. His play was he could throw the ball and stuff, but he just never could get the playbook. He's grown a lot now. That's been years. That's been 10 years ago. So the good news is for Auburn is they broke news earlier today that Gullish is keeping Durkin as the defensive coordinator.
And that is big, if you ask me, because these D guys, I mean, he's getting pretty good, especially the D line, front seven is not terrible at Auburn. They can get after you. And I think it'll just continue. Now, they've got to do something about the recruiting coming in, because right now we talked about it. What were they, like 30 or 40?
Yeah. Well, I'm fixing to look into recruiting because today, the rest of the week from tomorrow and all is all literally signing day.
Correct.
Gullish said his wife she's like a semi-pro golfer, and his daughter, one of his daughters play or something. But he's like me. Nope, I'm out. I suck. I ain't no good at golf. He said he come here to chew bubble gum and kick ass, and he's all out of bubble gum. And look, my thoughts about him is studying his offense. Ashton Daniels or Deuce Knight are going to be fine and fit perfectly for the kind of offense that he wants to run there with them. I think he'll be a good fit. Number two, what you said just cleans it up. Somebody wants to get in there and work, and Freeze could recruit, but he wouldn't sold out in the offensive play calling. He wasn't even in the offensive meetings. But Bo Wallace said on the barn that he was that way at Ole Miss. But this ain't 2008. It's a completely different game now. A lot of coaches don't even call their own plays. The board don't call plays. Kirby's not over there calling plays. They have input on things like Kirby has input with the defense, and you can see him whistling or moving guys around defense, and the board may go out on the field, and when they call timeout, he'll talk to Ty type stuff or what they're seeing. But overall, it's different. So with him there and how he likes to coach ball and how he likes to run the QB, and they're going to push the ball up the field. And with Durkin there, there's nothing left to say. I mean, you've already seen the product on the field. They're a top five. But who are they going to – Atkins is supposedly coming back, and that'll help. They could be top 5 or top 10 defense walking back in the SEC next year. Just have a guy that wants to freaking show up and go to work. That's it. I mean, it's not – just show up and do your darn job, man. You make millions of dollars, and he seems, like you said again, hungry. Freeze has been there. Freeze has done it. He's been a part of the SEC. He's won some games. This guy seems like he really wants to be there. Now, Alabama fans are saying that they done went and hired a commie, and it's just anti-American, and it's just terrible. But, I'm just kidding, really. So him being there, I think it's a good move. Now, what we just talked about,
Auburn's moved down to 79.
That's not good, man. Let's go over here and look at some recruiting. No, we don't want to see DoorDash. Top recruits in the land as of right now. We'll buzz through these real quick, and then we'll pull up the top teams and where they're at. Top players, Lamar Brown. He is a big-time athlete. He looked to me like a defensive end kind of play, like a Lonzie Pierre type guy at Bama. That's what he looked like. He was with Kiffin. When you seen Kiffin come to LSU and do this, wave his hands up in there, this is the guy that was with him. He's the number one cat in the land. 5-star state, nation, position. He's got it. He's from, guess where? From Ernville, Louisiana.
What are you looking at now? You're looking at the top recruits?
Yeah. This guy here is a dude, and he was there with Lane when he announced. So number 2 guy is a commit to.
Oh, okay. You're on Rivals. I'm on 247.
Right.
Sorry.
He's a commit to Miami. Jared Curtis, which we just talked about, Birds brought that up. $1.8 million NIL value, which now I'm going to say this without getting too far in the bushes, and I can talk more about it on a different show, maybe Thursday. There's no such thing as NIL. That died July 1st this year, okay? There is a collective that you put into that is handled by called NIL Go, and all the money, anything over $500 has to be approved. There's teams right now literally in the red trying to keep these players because they're trying to push this money through NIL Go. There's a foundation now. There is a company, an organization that controls NIL, and there's a collective for each school. Because NIL, like it's supposed to be, it don't have anything to do with the school. This is an opportunity for a guy to go do. I always use Bryce Young, for example, because we've all seen the commercial. Bryce Young did Dr. Pepper, remember? Dr. Pepperville.
Yep.
And you noticed he never wore Alabama jerseys. It's not about the university. It's because it's not college image. It's name, your image, your likeness. And obviously he's got $1.8 million value already. They hooked him up or whatever. Number 4 guy, Houston, is getting a quarterback, the Henderson kid out of Texas over there. He's from Houston. He's going to stay at home. Zion Lee at Maryland. The Meadows kid, I read about him. He's from D.C. Michigan's getting him. Ohio State getting the Henry kid, receiver. The Bell kid is another quarterback out from Florida. He's going to go to Texas. The Frazion Brandon, I studied on him a lot. Bama was interested in him, I think, for a little while before this JT kid come in for Bama quarterback. They settled on him. The Savion, I can't even say that last name. It's not an L. I was going to say I'll probably get a strike for saying that. The guy with a little mustache.
Hitter.
Yeah, his is Hitter, not L-E-R. Running back out of Virginia for Michigan. Tennessee's getting the Keys wide receiver. Texas Tech's getting a big edge guy. Texas Tech getting another guy. Oregon getting a tackle. Oregon getting a tight end. Notre Dame getting an edge rusher. Here's your guy, Ezekiel Crowell, plays at Jackson. He will play here in a couple of days before a state championship. They'll play Anniston at UAB. He's a real deal. I've watched him play since his freshman year. He reclassified. Now he's not a senior. He won't be a senior till next year, but he's going to be at Bama. The Atkinson kid, I have looked up him. He's a good football player. Texas is getting a guy. He was either going to Georgia or Bama, but he's decided to go to Texas. He's number 1 in his position at linebacker. Now, the other guy that's ranked right under him, which I've kept up with a lot, Xavier Griffin, Bama's getting him. He's a top 20. And then this Jair Edwards guy, he bumped up to a 5-star back earlier in the year. He's a top safety. This guy, I've watched film on him. He plays up at St. Francis. He can play football. He's going to be a good athlete for Womack at Bama for the defense. Oregon gets another guy. LSU gets the D lineman. Notre Dame. It's the same names. Have you noticed a trend here? Oregon, Notre Dame, LSU, A&M, Georgia got Protho kid, which we've talked about him a lot. You have too. He's been committed to Georgia for a little while. He plays at Bowden, which are they still in it?
They are.
He's a tight end. I have watched him play. He's going to be a great addition. He'll be a great key that Kirby needs right now. God, man, Notre Dame and Oregon are smoking. The Jordan Edwards, another cornerback guy, committed to Bama. The Obaku kid, I watched about him. He's a good lineman. He's from North Carolina, going to Georgia. And you can see, y'all can go through these. Bama's got – I have watched him play. Cedric Morgan Morgan is compared – they compare him to Julio Jones. They're saying this guy – I've watched him play high school. I don't want to compare anybody to Julio Jones. That's kind of not fair. It's not fair to him because Julio, I watched him play down at Foley or whatever. Or was it Foley or Daphne? Anyway, he was just like a man playing with kids. It wasn't even close. Now Cedric is good, and he plays with Benjamin Russell, and they got put out last week. But just looking for SEC. So there's that. Have you got the top 10 schools or whatever you was looking at?
Yeah, I can give you that.
We'll just give a list, and this is kind of where it's going to be. And all through the week now, you're going to see a lot of stuff. If you love Alabama football, I suggest go find Bama football on YouTube. Just type that in. Kyle Henderson, he's on top of it. This is what he does. If you're a Bama guy, just find Kyle Henderson and watch his stuff through the week, and he's going to tell you who's coming and going at Bama for their this week.
Now we probably we might look at something different. I mean, I've got 247 Sports up. What were you looking at? What were you using?
That was on Rivals. I just typed in.
I got you.
You know, college recruit stuff.
But 247 has USC as the number one recruiting class for 2026 with 34 commits, 1 5-star, 24 stars.
Good Lord.
Alabama number 2 with 24 commits with 4 5-stars right now. Notre Dame followed by Oregon, both having 4 or 5 stars. The one thing I noticed about Oregon's only 19 commits right now, so Oregon's got room to move up this board if they've got room on their roster. Don't know how young or old their roster is. So.
This one you're on here, USC, Notre Dame, Oregon.
Yes. No, I have Georgia at 6, but it's
we'll go with this one.
That's fine.
We'll go with this one. Georgia's 5. Let's see. And 5 stars, I think most people know that don't mean it's important, but these 4 and 3-star guys are the dogs. These 3-star guys will come in and work hard. You got to keep your eyes open for them. And remember, too, when you're seeing this, people that are if you're just a weekend watcher of college football and you see your team ranked a little low, remember, all teams are different. Like Georgia here at 5, well, you got Florida at 13. Well, they don't need the same players that Georgia at Florida does. It's different. Everybody's different.
Yeah, because Georgia, I think, is 60% sophomore and under. I mean, it's a lot of people coming back.
Bama does have a good class, and they don't have they only got 24 total players. But like I'm saying, they don't need because they filled some spots at receiver and the portal, and so there's some places they don't need stuff. I've seen their class. They have a lot of offensive linemen. They're trying to fix that offensive lineman spot. This is some of their guys, which we done went through all these, but. Y'all go on there and some of these and look through some of them. I'm looking for some guys I know. Chris Booker, I do know him. He's from Atlanta. He's a football player. This Finch guy, most of us Bama people, I don't know why they got him kind of overall as a 3. I think he's better than that. But, I mean, I don't what I know. See if I knew any of these guys. The Fretwell kid is talked about. Bear Fretwell. He's from where would he be playing at? Southeastern Bullock. Where the heck is that at?
Southeast Bullock.
It's in Brooklet, Georgia.
Yeah.
Is that anywhere south or?
Yeah, I think it's just south of Atlanta. I've heard of that, but I've never been there.
And here's one of the last ones here. Zay Hall. I think he's a good football player too. And then also the Gibson kid from Gadsden City. Guys, he's not decommitted from Bama. His mama come on his Twitter and said it's not true. The guy from On 3 come back on and said he got bad information. He contacted him, and he is committed to Georgia.
And that guy can roll. He can fly. I watched him live against one of those teams in the playoffs. I went down there and watched.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was trying to think who they played. May Jemison.
No, that wasn't the name that week. It's like Jackson or something. I don't remember.
Now, Protho is the guy we've talked about him these first three. Burge, tell us about some of these guys here. What about Caden Harris? Big guy from Brownsville, Tennessee, plays at Haywood. That's a big time school. What is Harris going to bring to the table?
Oh, you talking about on Georgia's?
Yeah.
How far down?
He's a corner. He's a
from Brownsville, Tennessee. Yeah, he's a little undersized, but he's quick and he's got good ball skills, from what I understand. Not that I'm not excited about Caden Harris, but I'm really excited about Justice Fitzpatrick because it's in the ability to play football is big with him. That's a kinfolk of Minka. So
he plays at St. Thomas Aquinas, which is one of the best brand, and he looks. I mean, look at this profile picture. He looks like a football player. I mean,
yeah. There's a few others too. Kamari Brooks from North Oconee, a big 6'4", 235 end, and there's a wide receiver that I'm fired up about from Cartersville that can absolutely motor. Brady Marchese. He could fill that McConkey type role. Take a screen to the house. I really like him. And I know who you probably heard the name Jay Lamar. Man, I watched him a couple weeks ago in the playoffs. Extremely good balance, runs physical, and can move at 5'11", 205. He'll be big for Georgia in the coming years.
Jay Lamar, yeah.
Jay Lamar, yeah.
Ryan Mosley.
Ryan Mosley is a Carrollton wide receiver. They're still in it. You can see them in this next round.
He looks like a football player.
Yeah. I'm trying to think.
He's a receiver. Okay.
Yeah, Carter Lucky. He's a defensive lineman from Norcross. He's the brother of Lawson Lucky.
Which is that Georgia name?
Yeah, receiver or a tight end at Georgia now, yeah.
This dude looks like he could just if he don't beat you in a football game, this guy right here, Elliot Littlejohn, may just beat your tail all over the
6'1", 215. Yeah, I don't know much about him from West Charlotte now. These Georgia kids.
He looks like he bench about 405.
These Georgia kids, I've seen a good bit out of them, and even some out of IMG because you see.
Oh yeah.
Another wide receiver to look out for, Craig Dandridge. Man, he can really get it and go. He reminds me of the guy from USC that transferred into Georgia. That's leading receiver right now. So,
and LSU has got number 11 class right now. Michigan, Georgia,
and I look for that to improve tomorrow.
Florida 13, Florida State, Oklahoma 15, Dabo fighting Sweeney's at 16. Look at old Belichick getting up there in the top 20 at 18. All right. Beamer Ball still alive. We're not dead at South Carolina. Texas Tech at 20. Ole Miss hanging around 21. Iowa, Illinois, Missouri. Let's look for some ACC teams. Missouri at 24. Vandy at 31, which they got this quarterback and then a bunch of 3-stars. Here's the thing with that too. What you're talking about, like not probably playing in an SEC title game, but you're going to get to start and play. But how good is their offensive line going to be? They're going to be able to protect you, one. And two, who are you throwing the ball to?
Yeah.
I'm sure this is things his dad sat down and said, all right, you do what you want to do, but I'm just saying, come on, man.
It's closer to home. I don't blame the kid. Do what you.
Is Auburn at?
I'm telling you, they're 70-something.
70? I thought they got up in the.
No, they were just a few days ago.
Well, I know they're going to lose some guys. You get a new coach, you're just going. They're 63 on here.
63.
God,
Yeah,
dude,
there
they
were
got
70.
11 players. Cincinnati's got 24 players. They got as many players as Bama does, but they're all 3-star, which don't mean nothing now. I mean, let's be easy. What in the crap? 11 players, guys. Y'all, they got to turn
Do
it
you
up.
know this Jaquez Wilkes from
I do.
Wadley?
Watched him play for a long time. Seen him play in person about 3 times.
He looks like a pretty good player.
He's a man. They will play Maplesville.
What about Shadarius Tootle? He looks like a big one. I think he was on the Georgia recruiting list at one point.
He plays at Cottage Hill. They play a hard schedule. He's a football player. Auburn is recruiting the state well, but the things you look for over here on this far left side, and I'm throwing shade at my state, and that's okay. I live here, and Burns already knows what I'm fixing to say. This is the kid from Mississippi here. I don't know much about him. I've seen Wilkes play live in person. He is huge. He had to play against guys his size. You just have to just type in Jaquez with it. He's just running over people. It's like Derrick Henry in high school. He's like 6'6", and he just makes people. And he's playing 1A football here in Bama. He makes people look bad. But when you get down here, like Tootle, he's a good football player. Man, he's at Cottage Hill, but nationally ranked. All these guys are, nearly 300s in the national ranked. And when you go over to Georgia, Georgia's national rank on players is like they're top 100, top 150s.
I got you.
That's don't knock us, because we can't help it. But Georgia's got 8 times the population, so they've got a bigger pool to pick from. But Auburn, you win football games with Jimmys and Joes, and 63 is just not going to get it. You need to have in my opinion, you need to have a top
25.
10. If you want to get after it, man, we need a top 10 class for several years after years. And Freeze did have 2 top 7 classes. So Cincinnati has a guy from Gunnersville. Okay. Wide receiver. 41% freshman, 21. See, that's okay, man, and it's good for building if you can keep them. But 2, Mark knows he ain't one of them crazy Auburn fans. By God, we're winning it next year. The refs cost us everything. He is not like that at all. He knows what's going on. Man, you can't. We'll see what Golish can do, and they'll get some guys. They'll lose some guys. That type stuff. It's just it's going to take a while, and Mark knows that. And I like how Golish is keeping Durkin. I think that helps retain, and that's probably a big reason because he thinks it'll help retain some of the players because they like Coach Durkin. I mean, they stayed to play for him, so we'll see how that turns out and how that goes. Now, see coaching stuff. We did that. High school picks for this week, Super 7. Somebody wanted me to do picks, and I don't really like, but I can pick for state because it is what, and it's just my opinion.
I'll pull them up as you're going, and I'll make a pick because I know a little bit about
1A. I'll let you get the list up there. You can put it on the screen, and we'll talk about it, and y'all can chat. Y'all can all give us y'all's opinion because it's just based opinion, and we've put stuff in on Massey.
Oh, they're in the title games now, huh?
Yes, we play this week. We'll play Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Okay.
At UAB. Games will start at 11. On where'd my thing go? There it is. It'll start Thursday at 11 o'clock. Will be 3A in that order. 1A is going to be Maplesville and Wadley, and we just seen Wilkes. We was talking about him. He's at Wadley. Maplesville has got a sophomore, 10th grader that looks like he's 24 years old and can walk on and play at Georgia, Auburn, and Bama. He would be in the rotation. This guy is McCray, MCCARAY, McCray. McCray. I've shared some of his stuff before because shout out Dexter Talbert. He does a lot of recruiting stuff. If you're looking for recruiting stuff where you're a person, you know, somebody's looking to have somebody help you get into recruiting, get into college, Dexter Talbert. He is a super, super great guy. He will point you in the right direction. He's going to be honest now. Now, don't be mad when he tells you, I don't think your kid can make it. He's going to tell you the truth. He shared some video of McCray in this Maplesville bunch. This kid can go. This is going to be it's kind of like trying to think of it's going to be like Bo Jackson versus Derrick Henry. I swear this is what it's going to be like. We're talking about two of the best backs in the state. Wadley just won it last year, yes. The moment's not going to be too big for them. I kind of want to lean with them because they're my North guys. But this Maplesville crew, they got three other backs. There's like a Wynn and I think a Hall. And Wadley don't have just one guy. They got some other guys that can run the ball too. But as a program, Maplesville has been. I mean, that's who beat Cedar Bluff last time we went. They had a little tailback that wound up playing at Troy, played DB. Maplesville's tough to beat. When they get to state, they usually just win. I kind of would lean Maplesville, but I want my guys up here to win, so I'm pulling for Wadley. 2A, Coosa Christian, Lynette. Lynette is another one of those teams like Maplesville. These are like blue bloods. Like when you talk about like Carrollton or Bowden or Grayson or Buford, they're just always in the Sandy Creek. They're just always in the playoffs. Like they're always in the state games. Lynette is that. Coosa Christian is very new to that. They did go 2 years ago. They lost in a close game. And they're back. They didn't get to go last year because they got put on probation, but they got Rush Propst coaching. And Rush Propst has won more football games than a lot of coaches have even coached. This is Rush Propst from two-a-days back in the day at Hoover. Same coach. We had him on the show. You can go back and find his interview with us. Just type in Rush Propst and it'll come up. I would
imagine that he's not coaching if they don't have a shot at playing.
We were the only podcast he sat down with and interviewed with in the state. The only one. He did no interviews with nobody in a sit-down interview. Either us and then, of course, Average Joe's, their local Gadsden that covers, stuff up here. Mm-hmm. Bo's done a lot of interviews with him. But at the time, his name was just not real popular, and I didn't bring up nothing that had happened to him over in Georgia. He was at where was he at Colquitt? He won games over there. There was rumors of stuff happening. I didn't care about that. I wanted to learn the man and what brought him into football. I love the history of the game. It's hard to think that they wouldn't go down there if they didn't have a shot, like you said. But Lynette, man, they're big up front. They run the ball. They got a good quarterback, but so does Coosa. Kerryon Johnson at Coosa. Caden is in the 5th grade. He won a junior Olympics for the long jump. He set a world record, like in the 5th or 6th grade. You could find him on 3. He's a 4-star tailback at Coosa, and he's one of them. He grew up right there. The rumors were that he's kinfolks or cousins with Cadillac, and I've heard other people say that's not true. I think Coosa can beat them. 3A, Coach Higgins at Mars Hill. This team has rolled, and I've seen them win in all different divisions. I've seen them battle with 5 in expedition games. It's just going to be hard for me to say that Mars Hill don't win that one. Now, 4A, Aniston and Jackson. And Jackson just went last year. Their quarterback, Duckworth, is going to South Carolina. Their tailback, Crowell, is going to Alabama. Juicy, their receiver, is going to – I think he's going to Central Florida. I think they got a lineman that's going to Western Kentucky or Middle Tennessee. I think they got about 5 guys going to these large schools. Aniston area-wise, this Aniston team historically, they got athletes in Anniston. Just knowing the region here and where they're at, they always have dudes. This group that he has now, Coach Jackson, done a fantastic job. The kids aren't getting a lot of penalties. The discipline on the team is phenomenal. We all knew that's all it needed. If he can just get everybody's mind locked in together. But Jackson's just so their size and speed. I think Anniston can play with these guys a lot of the game. Their speed is – they can match Jackson well in a lot of this speed. But, man, Crowell, he's just – they're talking about a five-star tailback going to Bama. It's just – he's going to be hard to tackle. I think Anniston plays them close, but I would think Jackson will probably win that one. Viger and Moody, from everything I hear, Moody's got a great football team, but anytime Viger gets this deep and gets to rolling, they'll probably win this one. 6A, Clay Chalkwell, greatest coach, one of the – historically, this team is always around. Dean brought it up the other night. Balkway's at Bama. They had another player that went to Kentucky or whatever, and then Squirrel White. They were all in this one team. They're going to play Saraland. Saraland had lost a game or two, but Saraland is they both these are big football teams over here in Alabama. Now this team is probably about big as a 4A in Georgia. I'd like to see Clay Chalkwell get them one. And then Thompson, Opelika. Thompson, everybody knows who Thompson is. I ain't even got to tell nobody. Even from Georgia. I mean, even Georgia people know who Thompson is. Seaborn, great, big name. He got approached from Georgia to make a card of high school football players. They offered him $1 million, and he decided to stay at home. Opelika's been through a little bit this season. They have had a loss or two. And I know that area down there, there's some players down there. And they did beat Auburn High School this year. That kind of surprised me a little bit. Seaborn won a freaking state championship as a darn freshman. I mean, good gracious, man. I mean, how much more experience does a guy need? I'd kind of think Thompson would win that one. Let's see here. Mark says, Maplesville, Coosa, Marcel Jackson. You like Moody, Mark? Why do you like Moody? I've watched them play. They got a guy going to a defensive end going to Tennessee. They're a good team. I wouldn't be surprised if Moody won. I wouldn't be like, holy crap, just to see what happened. But Viger, man, have you ever seen Viger play, Mark? Their band is, and I know that shouldn't weigh in on the football game. Man, they can get down. I mean, they're kind of like what was that team we watched? Troop, Burgeono's Troop.
Mm-hmm.
Their band, wow. I could just go watch the band play, and I'm not even a band guy. They're just freaking good. Yeah, Anniston and Jackson, the speed Anniston, I think they can play with them, man. But, man, some kids, man, these are kids. These are not men like college. And I've seen this with my own two eyes. I've seen it. When Cherokee County went and played Andalusia, it's like, you're just looking around. They were at Auburn, man. They're like on the field, and like you're used to playing your little high school football game at your little field, and it's packed out. And then you go to Auburn or Alabama or UAB, and it's so big, man. And all your crowd is there, and it's like just one little bubble right in the middle of the stadium. There's just like levels and levels of seats and this big old huge jumbotrons. And I hope Coach Jackson can get them guys locked in and focused to play Jackson a good game. But when they show up and walk out on the field, man, this Jackson team, they're big and they're fast. Yeah, they do have a good band. I hope Anniston can hang on and make it. I hope they can keep it close and play a good game with them. I do.
I tell you what, when I was down there watching Gadsden City, I watched them play the Jasper Vikings over in Jasper, Alabama. Jasper had an excellent band. I will give them credit, give them a shout out there. It was really good. I actually took a little video of it. I don't have it on me, but heck of a performance.
Yeah, Gadsden City, they're known.
Oh, it was good. Gadsden City was good too. It's just Jasper. I just remember being like, wow, me and Lawrence looking at each other like they're putting it down.
Yeah, these 6 and 7A schools, Alabama usually have. They spend some money on their bands. Aniston running back didn't play in the fourth quarter after the night. We hope, God, they need everybody. Yeah, that'll be if he don't play. I'm gonna text Coach Jackson probably today. Just wish him luck, and we're pulling for him, man. Aniston, they hadn't won it in a long time, but talent-wise, they got some of the best talent anywhere in North Alabama. Now the reclassification will be December the 15th, I think, or so. It's going to be on like the third Monday of the month. So I'll probably come on that night and do a big talk on that and see where. But we do know this for facts. Any private team here in Alabama, if you qualify for the state, you automatically go up in rank. So Coastal Christian they'll be 3A next year. Mars Hill will be 4A. Those are just sure things already, I can tell you. And I've heard from my people in the Jackson area that keep up with stuff there and kind of know people around the board area. Jackson could go to 3A, and they're playing the 4A state championship this year. If they go down to 3, and Coastal Christian goes up to 3, Jackson will run a muck in 3A South. I just think they will. There's some good teams down there in 3A South. Man, they're good. And I'm like, well, they're going to, they're playing, this year, and all their guys, they got all these seniors, Well, 3A South consists of the guy we was just talking about at Cottage Hill, Glenwood School, Montgomery Academy, T.R. Miller's in this 3A South. They're known to always be good. That Bayside Academy is, of course, they're playing. They won the South, so they're going to play Mars Hill. So Jackson could come down and be knocking heads with Southside Selma, Cottage Hill, Glenwood School, Thomasville Trinity, all those schools. And 4A wise for Mars Hill, in that area, they'll be probably in that region somewhere with maybe West Morgan or something. But then you got teams like Plainview that's not going anywhere. Jeremy Pruitt coaching that team. Yes, the Jeremy Pruitt from Tennessee, coach with Saban. Coach Gill in Alexandria, trust me, they're not going anywhere. Aniston, they're going to be back around the kicking. In Cherokee County here, our local team, they're going to have a new coach, but, they will have a lot of skill guys next year. Cherokee County's not going to lose out on a bunch of speed, man. They are going to lose a lot of their linemen, some depth up there. But skill-wise, they're going to have guys that can run around and still play football.
So let me ask you a question. I don't know if you know, or I don't know if we can talk about it, but where's Coach Kelly landed?
I don't know. We've heard, like, when he, had left, that I know Aniano job came open because I know people down there too. I knew before a while, and I never said nothing about it. They were going to have a new coach, just what I'd heard in rumors. Mm-hmm. And so after him leaving, people just assumed, well, he's probably going to go down there. He maybe put in for the job down there. I think I've heard that rumor, which we don't know if any of that's true. I just texted him after he left here and said, hey, I appreciate your time. Always being super awesome and, great with me. Sat in his office, just me and him just shoot the breeze about, I don't know, football or just talking about the kids and stuff or, places to go eat or even, like, hey, I'm going to build a house. Who could I call? I've done that. I always like Coach Kelly. He's a gym rat guy. He believes that football is won in the weight room, and he's right. Wherever he lands, he's going to hit the ground running with something, and somebody's going to get bigger and stronger. That's just, I can guarantee that. But I don't know anything for sure. He hadn't told me anything about where he's applying. We just kind of assumed, hey, this job come open. He's looking for a job. So assumptionally, which just does makes a you know what out of me and you both.
Yeah,
So we assume that. And I've heard, but you hear a lot of stuff that he applied for the job there. He may not have. He may be looking to, I don't know if he was interested in going back toward Georgia. I don't know. Yeah, I've heard that too, Mark. I did hear that. Collins win 5 and back in 2A again. And it's not going to be fun when 5 gets back in 2A. Man, they have ruled the roost for 2A.
How is that even right? I mean,
Yeah, because we've seen them dominate 3A. I was at the game when they won their first 3A title. Guess who they beat that day? They beat Jeremiah Cobb when he was at Catholic. That was their first 3A state championship. And Cobb is the tailback at Auburn now. I see was on that Catholic team. It was 20-0 at halftime. 5's losing. And me and my son and one of his football buddies went, and Todd called me at halftime and said, what in the Sam is going on? They've got to have this score backwards. I said, no, man, 5's down. They come back, won the freaking game, man. They locked Catholic up and just won a game. But they had a bunch of freaks on that team. Actually, their tight end, they caught a touchdown at 5 in that game is the tight end now at Alabama. He played at UAB, transferred to Troy, had a good 2 seasons. He's a senior at Alabama. His name's Brody Dalton. Shout out Brody Dalton. Go get him. Go Big Red and roll tide to him. A big shout out to him. I'd love to get him on the show, but he's busy getting ready for an SEC title game, so I ain't gonna try to mess with his schedule. Good folks, good people. Talked to his dad some when we'd go up there and visit. So shout out Brody Dalton for 5. He's number 89. He played the other night, so he was the one in the picture on the score when they give 27-20 when Brooks did the crane or whatever. The guy standing sort of behind him over there to the side a little bit. That's Brody. He was in on that play with him. So big shout out to him. So no, I don't. About Kelly, I don't know.
Did you hear about they actually come to a conclusion about the Gainesville and Langston Hughes? Did you hear about all that?
What's the verdict?
Despite the appeal of the injunction, they've granted Gainesville High School, overturned players. So basically, they have all the players available. They moved the games from the 5th, which is this Friday, to next Thursday, December 11th. And then the winner of that game will face Rome on the – hold on. Their semifinal matchup has been moved to Thursday, December 11th. Additionally, the winner of the Langston Hughes game, Gainesville, will face Rome. That doesn't make any sense. I'm reading verbatim, and it's
kind of bad.
Basically, they're going to play, and then that next week, okay, it's officially rescheduled for December 5th.
Right.
So they're going to play on this Friday. And then they'll play Rome, whoever the winner is, whatever, will play Rome next Thursday. And then the championship game, the winner of that has been moved from earlier in the week to December 17th, which is Wednesday. So they moved it back a day. They made some changes. They moved like the 5A with the 2A or 3A or something. They swapped them around. So,
who kind of
usually play Friday? What?
You know who kind of gets hurt and all that? And it's maybe not. Maybe
it's wrong.
Yeah.
Well, they do get a week off though, so maybe they get healthy. I don't know. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, but a lot of coaches, man. I know Coach Smith over here at Westbrook. Those guys, man, they like to once they get to playing,
Yeah,
they like to play. I mean, they don't like taking these times off and stuff. Once they get to
I hear
rolling, they
you.
like to go ahead and play.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I think Langston Hughes will probably beat Gainesville, and then that will put going back to my notes.
Langston Hughes and Rome locking up.
Yeah, we'll be at Langston Hughes as well. Rome would only host if Gainesville wins. So
Oh,
yeah, so Rome would be at Langston Hughes. The only way Rome would host in the finals or the semifinals would be if Gainesville wins.
who do you think wins that game?
Honestly, I think Langston Hughes probably wins. Rome is, as far as that next game goes, Rome's pretty good.
Yeah.
They really have two outstanding receivers. And if you cannot cover over the top, they will run it deep shot. And the deep shots are, I mean, the quarterback can run as well. He moves well in the pocket. He's one of those guys that's kind of slippery, and he extends the drives. I mean, killers for defense. You got him 3rd and 5 or 6, and he moves around in the pocket and finds a way to get the first down. I mean, it's that type of offense, and they'll hit you every now and then with a running back, but that's mostly Rome's game, and it's just dominating D, just big on the defensive line, can fly around in the secondary, just tough.
Well, Big Talk Tuesday is here, and I think we laid it all on the line. We've covered a lot tonight. We went through the bracket right. I mean, as soon as the show opened, we went right into business. I went through my picks for high school stuff around here for the week and where that's going to start. Go back through the top 12 again and tell us who the 12 in the college football bracket.
Number 12. Well, I'll go through. Let me skip on down here to the relevant teams. I'll go from 14 down. 14 is Vandy.
Hang on. Go ahead.
Go ahead. 14 is Vandy. 13 is Texas. 12 is Miami. BYU is listed at 11. Notre Dame at 10. Notre Dame and Alabama swap spots. Alabama goes to 9. Oklahoma at 8. Texas A&M dropping spots all the way down to 7. Ole Miss at 6. Oregon at 5. Texas Tech at 4. Georgia 3. Indiana 2. Ohio State 1. When you place those teams, into the bracket, currently you'll have the 5th highest ranked conference champion at number 12, which right now would be the winner of, what is that? Tulane and North Texas, I think. They would face off against a 5 seed Oregon. A 9 seed Alabama would go to 8 seed Oklahoma. The 11 seed, depending on who wins the ACC, if it's Virginia, they should be the 11 seed at the number 6 seed Ole Miss. If it's Duke, then it's possible that you could see another like a JMU in one of these spots, either 11 or 12. I think Ole Miss beats either one of those. Notre Dame would be the 10 versus 7 currently, 7 being Texas A&M. That's a rematch from week 1. The people propping up Notre Dame, if that happens, you would expect Notre Dame to win. If not, Texas A&M should win. The biggest things that we talked about that could throw a wrench into all this would be a BYU win over number 4 ranked Texas Tech. That would most likely put 2 of the let's see, what conference is that? I can't remember.
Who?
BYU
Big
and
12?
Texas. Yeah,
Big,
that would put 2 of the Big 12 teams in. There's more than 12 teams in that conference, I think. But anyway, 2 of the Big 12 teams in, and that would have to eliminate currently number 10 Notre Dame. So I think it's huge that Alabama moved up to 9 right there, because I think if they were sitting at 10 and they were happen to lose to Georgia, that they would be out in that scenario. So
right.
I think, and that would be I think, the SEC would want to burn the place down if a team that was leading the conference, the number 1 seed going in, the home team going into the SEC championship game, didn't make it, and a 2-loss Notre Dame did. As far as anybody else's argument, Vandy, Texas, Miami, BYU. BYU has a chance to get in by winning. I think Miami, Texas, and Vanderbilt are all on the outside looking in no matter what happens. I just don't see a way for them to get in.
Yeah, I don't. Well, like we opened the show up, and if y'all missed it, you can roll the show back to probably like 10 minutes into the show. Bama's at 9. That told us we're just 2 old goofballs in here shooting a jab. That's put Notre Dame on notice that Notre Dame probably better hope that Georgia wins. Notre Dame's going to be Georgia fans Saturday.
They're also going to be Texas Tech fans.
Yeah, they don't need the team that's higher ranked winning their conference. In the Big 12 and the SEC, the higher ranked team wins the conference. It's just not going to. If Bama,
the ACC shouldn't matter as much,
right? Yeah, is that going to punch them out? If Bama beats Georgia, is that going to punch Notre Dame out?
No, it shouldn't, because they're both ahead of Notre Dame already.
They're already ahead, so
yeah,
Notre Dame's going to really be eyeing this Tech and BYU. So they've took the pressure off Bama and give Notre Dame the pressure. Like, all right, guys,
exactly what I was thinking. Yeah,
y'all don't play a conference game, so I think y'all should be 10. I mean,
well,
Bama's
2-1
in top 25 teams. They are.
If you go back and look, the records don't even compare. The comparison.
Yeah, we pulled that up and stopped it. It's strength of schedule, strength of record, and then what's so weird about it is that Miami's still hanging around. They're like Tennessee hanging. Tennessee hung around like the whole season in the top 25. They were just constantly up there.
When you look at that top 25, you can draw a hard line between 11 and 12, which is where BYU is. Nobody above 11 is in any way. Nobody besides Virginia at 17. Let me rephrase that. And maybe Tulane at 20 and North Texas at 24 with James Madison at 25. Nobody besides those 4 teams has a chance getting in because they're not playing in conference championships. So Miami's done. Texas is done. Vandy's out. Utah's done. USC's done. Arizona, Michigan, Houston, Georgia Tech, Iowa. Those teams, their ranking is good. They might get a nice bowl game, but you're not getting in the playoffs. I can guarantee you that.
No. Yeah, I don't. I'm trying to see if it will give me an updated
bracket.
Everything's going to be last week. They ain't nobody got it should be week 13, right? Yeah.
Sure. Let's see here.
Everybody's got one. Okay.
I got one right here. Let's see here. See if we can get her to pop up. What in the world?
Uh-huh.
I got half of one. Goofy.
25.
Let me look for the latest. You tell me there's our bracket out there. That's crazy.
Oh my God. Oh, bro. My God. Why do they make it complicated? Like you can't even get a new bracket to just come out.
There we go. Try that one on. That ain't even it neither.
No.
That's not it neither.
I know. Like, why do they make it complicated? Like we just watched it. Like surely some of these gurus with these brains can.
What doesn't make any sense is when you type it in. Normally, there's you see 1,000 of them on the latest. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've tried the latest one. I've typed in 2025 and.
Yeah, keep getting old ones.
I'll see if I can go back on YouTube TV and
freeze one.
Yeah, but they don't. They all got basketball games. Looks like Florida's beating Duke. I don't see it on here. My God, man, what is the deal with that?
I know why. I don't understand why they don't have. Even the playoff page doesn't even have it.
Yeah, that's the first place to win. This is like, wow. That still makes no sense. NCAA page shows it, but it goes to that's what? They got Indiana at 10. What? That's last year. Why am I looking at a current December 2nd, 2025? I just had to pull up here and let you look at it so bad. It's showing the national championship game. Wait a minute.
Yeah, I don't understand why it's not available.
Wait a minute. I got it. I think I found something. I see it, ain't it? Yeah. Yeah, Notre Dame 10, Bama 9. And which we talked about the matchups. Right. But the thing is, it's not, because we know this is going to change. Because one's going to play
same difference,
and three's going to play 9. But how they got it laid out of the teams on the sides, I don't. This is what would be interesting to me, and I don't think they'll let this happen. And you can see by how this is laid out, by left and right. If Bama beats Georgia, which I don't, I kind of don't have a good feeling about that. If Bama was to win the game, if they put Georgia 5, that means they would meet in a semi game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They would have to play 3 times.
You would rather have? I would rather be at 6 if I was Georgia.
Yeah, or vice versa. But if Bama loses, they're probably going to leave them there. All right. If they lose, they're going to leave them at 9.
Yeah, they'll be at 9 or 10 for sure. I think 9. I don't think you.
I mean, you don't want to put them in. I mean, look, if we're coaches in that room and we want to see good games, I don't want to put them at. They lose to Georgia and they put them at, at 10, and then they move, Georgia to 2, and because Indiana's loses, then that means you'd get a semi game of Georgia and Alabama. I would rather.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I think if Georgia wins, I think your 8-9 matchup set. I think your 6-11. Obviously, we don't know who the 11 is going to be. 6 is set. I think 7 and 10 is set. I think the only movement would be between 1, 2, 3, 4, and just figure out the way that is. And I think 5 isn't going anywhere. If Georgia wins and Ohio State wins, I think Texas Tech will move to 3, Georgia will go to 2, Ohio State be 1, Indiana will be 4. That's the way I look at it.
I think this more than likely because you're talking about they're really going to reward Indiana for their only loss is going to be in the conference game.
Yep, they'll be at 4. I don't think they'll drop out of a bye.
Because then you would have to. That way, you're going to have to put in. You're not going to put Oregon in because you're not going to put them above a team they didn't even play for the Big Ten title, so Oregon's not going to. Yeah, I would like, but this closes out to if they swap Indiana and Georgia. If Indiana loses and Georgia wins, they swap 2 and 3. Then you could see a rematch. Ohio State and Indiana. That if things are kind of the way it feels like that's probably what they're going to try to do. Maybe.
Yeah.
They'll let Georgia be 2, and they'll put them at 3 for being losing their conference game. They'll put Georgia at 2, so it'll be Ohio State, Georgia, Big Ten, SEC winners. And you hope that they go on a collision course to face each other, and that's going to put Bama having to play Ohio State. And I think those two teams and watching them play, I think they are a lot alike. Wide receiver room is kind of the same. The Bo Jackson kid at Ohio State, I've watched him play a little bit, but I can't get a good judge.
I think it'd be a knockdown draft. I think it would be. I would love to tune in for just about all these games.
But I want to see Bo Jackson come down here and run for 100 yards against Auburn, Oklahoma, or or Georgia defense. See what I'm saying?
I hear you. And
I want to see him do it in a row.
And do it 3 weeks in a row or 4 weeks in a row.
Not just a one-off. That's the problem that Big Ten fans, not Jeff usually don't. He understands where we're coming from. He's old enough to know. Well, y'all just play cupcakes a week before I said, bro, we just played 4 freaking ranked teams in a row. When is Ohio State done that? When has Indiana played 4 ranked teams? I want their quarterback, Mendoza. I want him to go play against A&M defense, Oklahoma defense, and then Auburn's pass rush 3 weeks in a row, and then go play, your conference title game. You're going to have people probably hurt.
I think if it ends up somewhere like this, and you do see that Alabama or Oklahoma against Ohio State, you're going to find out a lot.
Well, I think Oklahoma beat Texas, and I think Ohio State beat Texas. Right?
Yeah.
Well, one way to find out. Just buckle them some guns up. And
it's going to be fun either way. I mean, are you gonna be able to get in on the final selection day? We're gonna have something special, or because that'll be probably around noon on that Sunday. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
We'll get something together.
Here, let me ask you this, and we'll get off.
Yeah.
Where I know the first round's like Bama would have to go to Oklahoma, for example, or Tulane's going to have to go to Oregon. Is the bowl games going to come in the next week, or Ohio State versus Bama? That's going to be the Orange Bowl.
Hold on. I'll pull it up. Hold on 1 second. I seen it.
Indiana versus Texas A&M will be the Cotton Bowl, which would be great. I'd love that. That would be great. Indiana have to come down here and play Texas in Texas.
Okay, let's see. The higher seeded. Okay, the quarterfinals are the Orange, the Rose, the Sugar, and Fiesta and the Peach Bowl. The national championship in Miami. Let's see here. All right, so quarterfinals. Just given 3 locations: Orange Bowl, Rose Bowl, Sugar Bowl. Is there not 4 games?
Wait a minute.
Okay, let me get to this. Here we go. All right, yes. All right, quarterfinals. It doesn't say who would be where, but I know the options. I'm sure the higher seeded team would probably have the ability to go pick where they want to go. Is that true?
Oregon's garbage, Jeff. And Bo, yes, he already practices against that defense every day, but he don't come down here and practice against A&M, Oklahoma, Alabama, Auburn defense week after week after week after week. He don't. He has not played a schedule like that. He has not faced a top 5 defense. First week, top 1 defense. Next week, all right, we get a week off. We get Maryland. Nope, you got to go play Auburn. Well, they ain't real good. You have to get their pass and their run defense is top 5. Oh, crap. Well, then next week, well, you got to go play A&M. They're top 5 defense rushing. Oh, crap. Well, what we got next week? Well, then you're going to play Oklahoma. It's the week after week after week after week. That's the week after week that we're talking about, Jeff. It's not that they don't – he's not rushing for all those yards. And just because he sees a good defense at practice and them guys ain't hitting him, they ain't hitting him, he's not coming down here and running for those kind of yards week after week after week, 4 or 5 weeks in a row down here. He's not. He just ain't.
Who's your matchups? I'm pretty sure the affiliation, the higher seed gets to pick first as far as where they want to go.
Okay, let's see. First round, December 20th and 21st. Friday, Saturday at 7. Okay, then, okay. Now the Fiesta Bowl. But now I know there's a page somewhere we always, and we'll do a bowl pick'em show too when it gets a little closer to that.
Yeah.
Like there's a guess, like, well, approximately if we take it right now, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I wonder who, you know what I mean? Like the Cotton Bowl gets the Big 12 champ and the ACC runner up, and then the Orange gets something like that. Yeah, we'll do a bowl show in the next couple of weeks too. Fiesta will probably get a lower seed. Yeah, you know what I heard about the Rose Bowl? Jeff brought that up, Rose Bowl. I've heard their stadium's not really great, and they're not spending any money out there on it, man. And I heard this only one time. I heard this, that the College Football Playoff Committee has kind of made an alternative to, well, it's UCLA's home stadium. They've kind of told them, like, guys, if y'all want to keep, like, like they would do down here at the Benzo Dome to play the Sugar Bowl, hey, if you want to keep hosting these games, you better start fixing this place up because it's a real freaking crap hole. And I've been by the stadium out there at Pasadena area. I've been through that area before, like 25 years ago. It's a postcard. It's amazing. It's a beautiful spot. So Rose Bowl people, y'all better get your act together because we know the state is not in the best financial places right now because of bad decisions by politicians playing politics.
So it says Rule A says that geographical preference for the top 4 seeds. Committee tries to place the number 1 seed closest to home, then 2, then 3, and then what's left over.
So you would seem like Oregon being the top ranked, they would assumingly host They would be the home team at the Rose Bowl. But I'm just assuming because they'd be on the West Coast. And,
most likely, yes, that would make sense.
And you would get a Peach Bowl, would probably be Georgia. They would host Ole Miss. Say if they, make a run and get through this, they'd get to rematch at the Peach Bowl.
Well, no, Oregon wouldn't be one that would select. They'd be a 5 seed. You'd be talking about in the current setup.
Yeah, if they win that first week and then go to the next, they would host a Rose Bowl to play whoever the other.
No, right now, currently, Oregon is a 5 seed. So Texas Tech would be the one who would.
Okay, I got you. So they would host Oregon at the Cotton Bowl.
So what's the closest one to Ohio State? Because they would get first bid.
Gosh, I don't. Hell, there ain't none. I mean,
not really. I would say maybe the Cotton Bowl or.
Well, yeah.
Not really.
Do they play at Indianapolis? Do they play a bowl game up there? I know the title game is up there. The
only choices they have are the Cotton Bowl, the Orange Bowl, the Rose Bowl, and the Sugar Bowl.
So they got to come down here. They would be the home team.
Yes.
It seem like they've always liked the Rose Bowl loves Ohio State because them or Michigan are always, but Ohio State has been to some Sugar Bowls.
He says I don't know. The Peach Bowl is a finals game, Jeff. So you wouldn't get the Peach Bowl. You would get either the Cotton, the Orange, the Rose, or the Sugar Bowl.
So the title game is going to be in Atlanta this year.
Correct. No, Miami.
All right.
Miami, January 19th.
Which would be the Orange Bowl.
It will be at probably Hard Rock Stadium in Miami.
Right. I mean, they're going to call it the Orange Bowl.
Well, the Orange Bowl itself is the Capital One Orange Bowl. That's in the first round, Thursday, January 1st.
So they'll use the Orange Bowl for that, but the actual game will be they won't say it's the Orange Bowl. But
they'll call it the college football playoff.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm glad we brought that up because those are things that this stuff's fixing to happen, man. College football is ending, man. We played our last regular season game. I can't, man. It's like all summer of worked, just kind of relentlessly on trying to get ready. We did a lot of shows this summer, making picks about teams and trying to assume a lot of stuff. And here we are at the end of it, Birds. What the heck is going on? How's the season over?
We talk about it all the time. Me and Lawrence talk about it. You can't, once you get it started, it's like it rockets through.
Overall, I'll ask you this, since this is the end of the regular season type thing. Overall, as a season, did you like the matchups? Pretty much most of the time I did.
There were some good games. I mean, it was tough watching Alabama come into Athens and go just ungodly on third down in the first half and give them big enough of a lead to where we couldn't come back or didn't come back. We had our chances, but we didn't, and lose that streak. But hey, when one streak goes, another one starts, I guess.
Yeah, and if you feel bad about that, imagine playing Oklahoma and doubling up their offense.
Yeah, I know.
Taking the belt to ass, but you turn the ball over 4 times and you can't beat them again this year again. And it almost cost them getting the playoffs. It made the Iron Bowl like you had to win. And nobody ever wants to go to the Iron Bowl like you must win this game. Not.
I mean, if you don't win the Iron Bowl, hello, Miami.
Yeah, you're going to play some bowl game.
Yep.
Not a playoff game.
No. I agree.
All right, homie, appreciate you. Everybody, y'all have a great week. Don't work too hard tomorrow. I know I will. I got a freaking bunch of crap to do tomorrow. I hate Wednesdays, bro. We'll see y'all back Thursday night. Come back and hang out with us.
All right. We'll see you, boss.
See you, homie. Yeah, Benton Burge, go find him at Northwest Georgia Scoreboard Show and find me back here Thursday night. And we'll get into a deep dive into the rematch for the SEC title game for the 103rd time. Alabama plays Georgia. All right, guys, y'all be blessed. Keep your heads clear and your hearts full of God. Have a great Wednesday. And we'll catch you back here, Lord willing, about 6 o'clock Central Time.